Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday the 21st. Yesterday was MLK Day, and Santander signed with the Blue Jays. Now I'm going live. I have a video that's actually coming out today about the Santander signing, along with some other free agents that could be signed, and the domino effect from that. And then I'll also be recording a couple videos the next couple days with other people for Baseball Chaos. But the Dodgers, according to Bob Nightingale, have tentatively agreed and signed Kirby Yates. I don't have a figure. I don't have a number. I have no idea for how much. I don't know for how long. This will be the fifth starter in their in their bullpen. As you see, these things are coming out when I'm not home. This is my third live stream breaking news, and I can't be home for it. So this is the best I can give you. The sun's just coming up. It's early morning. A lot of you are probably asleep right now, and you're going to watch this later. I don't have numbers. I don't have how long the contract is. Kirby Yates, probably the number 3, if not number 2, as far as relief pitchers in this offseason. So many teams that could have picked him up. Texas should have brought him back just for how good he did, but they didn't. And the Dodgers again get another star. The comments on Bob Nightingale's Twitter or X feed about this is just outrage. It is so funny to see, because now I'm on team Dodgers ruin baseball. Just keep doing it. Like, it was 3 signings ago that the Dodgers were a superpower. 3 signings ago, where it's like, okay, they're really good. It's gonna be hard to beat them. But then they got Snell. But then they got Tanner Scott. Then they got Teoscar Hernandez to come back. Then they got Conforto. I mean, not in that order, obviously. It's just like, all right, what's next? What are we doing? And I said this on the last live stream. Just go get Santander. Well, Blue Jays finally pulled him off. I think the Dodgers should have got him, just because there was a funny post by Dean. I think it's Cicero. I might be messing up his name. I follow him. He does like Boston Red Sox coverage and stuff like that. But he made a funny post using AI, putting Pete Alonso in a Dodgers uniform, saying that he's going to be signed to a 3-year contract or something like that to be Freddie Freeman's assistant. At this point, why not? And I'm going to have a discussion tomorrow with either one or both of the guys from Mariner Mojo. So if you're new here, subscribe so you can watch that Baseball Chaos, because I have a theory about Pete Alonso and why I think he's going to stay a Met. And if he doesn't stay a Met, then there's only a couple teams that he can really go to. But what would just be the cherry on top of this all is if him or Bregman gets signed to the Dodgers as well, as Kirby Yates is now going to be, their middle reliever? Tanner Scott's absolutely going to be the closer. Kopech got bumped down. But is Kopech better than Yates? Not as of, if we're going to take last year's performance from Yates, then no, Yates is better, so he's the setup guy, right? He's your 8th inning guy. But you still have Vesia, who was extremely good last year, and I guess you can make him a middle reliever for 2 innings. He pulled through. He did what he needed. The pitching development in that organization is excellent. So how much better is Kirby Yates going to get at age 37? That's a big question. I would say he's probably going to sustain what he did last year. It's very interesting, because at this point they have a 9-man rotation if they wanted to. You can have the entire rotation basically be a Cy Young contender, because they will reach the qualifying amount of starts with 9 guys and they could all have 1.5 ERAs due to how much rest they get, how much development they can have. Or they can only, they don't even have to pitch 6 innings. They can pitch 4 innings every time they go out. Because at this point, you have a star closer or relief pitcher who can take over the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th every single day if you wanted to. Or you could have, Knack. You could have Grove, Stone when they're healthy. You can have any of these top starting pitchers for any other team that are right now just going to dwindle back and forth between AAA. And they take half of the start. There's just so much depth here. And they're so good. Even with 3 of their guys out, including Sheehan, who should be back next season. River Ryan's out, and he had an amazing start. Who else am I missing? Is it Grove or Stone that's out? If you guys are watching this, you can chime in. I don't have it up in front of me, but you just have an incredible... I don't know what to say. And from all the contracts I have seen, I guarantee you, and I might be wrong, I guarantee you that this is not going to be thanks, Jeffrey Stone. Okay, yeah. Shoulder injury. That's what I thought. See, I don't know the extent of it. I don't know how long he's going to be out. But I wouldn't be surprised if this Kirby Yates signing is going to be multi-year. They haven't... I want to bite my tongue on that, but I am pretty sure, from what I was looking at Spotrac, the Dodgers haven't signed anyone this season to a 1-year deal. Jeffrey says that Grove is going to be DFA. There's no way they keep him. Why would they DFA him? Why would they DFA him? That makes... I understand the whole idea of like roster spots. DFAing would not be a smart move, and the Dodgers haven't made a dumb move so far. Stone is good. Grove is good. You're getting trades. You're going to build your farm system at this point. If you need roster spots, trades. And in an upcoming video, I already recorded it. So this is going to be really awkward because there's been some moves that have happened and they're going to be a little bit outdated. But pay attention. Tonight, I'm going to have an actual recorded video in studio, not out here, that's talking about these free agent signings and the trade domino effect that you're going to see and where people could go and where people aren't going to go. But the more signings that happen, the more trades that are going to go down, because pretty much every single team that's open to the opportunity of signing any of these big name stars, whether it's Bregman, whether it's Pete Alonso, whether it's Yates, whether it's Santander, which happened yesterday, they need to move somebody out. Now, as far as the Blue Jays, and I don't want to give too much away because I talked about it, but as far as the Blue Jays go, there's not much to push out. Let's be honest. The replacement that the people that are pushing out, they're probably going to AAA, and they're not really holding much value to get return. But if they need pitching bad enough, then they have some infield guys that can move, but they need to focus on Vladdy, on extending him before they can even get another free agent. Just going to say that. Kirby Yates, man. What does this mean for the rest of the rotation, too? That's a good question, right? The rest of the people in the bullpen, how big is this bullpen going to be? Could they just move them down? Are they just going to have star closers? Reading you guys' comments. Yeah, you guys have a lot of people. Fiducia, Rushing, Barnes. Although I feel like Rushing should be on the bench at least. Somebody to give Smith a break. That's how I'm feeling as far as the Dodgers go. They really don't. It's amazing how like catching has been ignored by this organization. I mean, they signed Will Smith and they're like, that's all he needs. He's going to play every game. He's been good. He is the Cal Raleigh of the National League. I'm going to say that right now. Yeah, they pretty much have around 6 to 7 Cy Young candidates. Yeah, that's pretty true. That's pretty true. It's a wild year for baseball off season. It truly is. This is insane, and it's entertaining because what's going to happen moving forward? We should really start thinking about the future. Not just like I'm talking non-Dodgers fans, including myself. Like, I'm not a Dodgers fan, but I'm also not going to get all emotional and upset because my team is not doing what they're doing, which is what every team should do, because that's what makes it competitive. We are dealing with a competitive balance issue moving forward. That's not the Dodgers' fault. That's not that they are doing what they're supposed to do. Every other team is not. Now, I'll give it to them. I'll give it to the Mets. They went out and spent a lot of money. They're still trying to add people. They did Jesse Winker. The Pete Alonso thing, it's for a future video. I'm going to mention that actually tomorrow in our Baseball Chaos, like I mentioned earlier. So if you're watching now, just subscribe, like the video now, turn on your notifications, because tomorrow I'll be doing an interview with the Mariner Mojo guys, as I said before, and we're going to be talking about Pete Alonso specifically and why the Mets will probably be keeping him. They're still most likely the ones to sign him, even with all this fiasco, and I go really in depth of why it just doesn't make sense he goes anywhere else. We could be surprised, though, because as I said before, if you guys watched my my Baseball Chaos episode with Jeff, we were talking about how almost every signing was a surprise. A lot of people were looking at like Juan Soto being probably the most realistic, being the Mets because they have the most money, but everybody else has been a surprise. Corbin Burns, nobody was guessing the Diamondbacks. Nobody online was guessing the Diamondbacks. Everybody in the comments was like, I knew it. No, you didn't. They were never even part of the discussion because they never had the money to do it. But he came to them and they're like, all right, we'll figure it out. That's a good team to follow. If you guys are not Dodgers fans and you guys want to root for a team that is trying to do what the Dodgers are doing with a quarter of the budget, the Diamondbacks are a team to enjoy and watch and root for. Giving you options. They're not the Dodgers. Let's put it that way. They're not. But their pitching is pretty damn good. Their bullpen's pretty damn good. They still have AJ Puck rolling into the next season. He's going to be good. Seawald's there. I don't know if he's going to have a comeback. I'm not sure if he's a free agent or not. But if you don't like the Dodgers, root for Arizona, because they're the only other team right now that is just freely spending, and they're not holding back no matter what their budget is, and they have a lot of issues. They don't have a broadcasting network deal. Like, they are one of the few that are just in this really uncomfortable position financially. And then on top of that, they have a lot of renovation issues. So, like, leaks in the roof. Not that it rains a lot in Phoenix, but it's been known that it's not very good when it rains there. They have a lot of structural issues. There's not a lot of space to move around. If you've ever been to Chase Field, it hasn't been renovated since it was built, and that was in 97. They started the 98 season. So this is a team that is like desperately looking for money, but they're still spending money, which is huge. A lot like the Dodgers, but the Dodgers have it. They have that broadcasting network. They have that revenue coming in. They have the investors They're in Hollywood. There's a lot of money there. They have the largest stadium in baseball that can house, I believe, 56,000 or 53,000. It's somewhere close to around the 50,000 range, which no other park can do currently. Maybe they'll do it in Vegas with the A's. That's if the A's even get moved, because right now they seem to be really buying stock in Sacramento. We'll see. If you guys are interested, and I will plug him, and I've never met him or spoke to him, but I think he does really good research, and he's from the Oakland area. But Brody Brazil, he's done a lot of research on this. It seems like there's a possibility that the A's stay in Sacramento. I'm getting off topic. Kirby Yates. Man, I thought he would go back to Texas. The fact that they didn't sign Leclerc back, which I understand last season was rough, but he's going to Sacramento. Speaking of which, they need a closer, right? I thought Kirby would be their guy. Spend the money. You got Jock Peterson, and you brought back Evalde. Who else? Have you? Why aren't you spending more money? I guess you got Kyle Higashioka, which is great. I think that's a great pickup for catcher. But I thought Kirby would go back to Texas. I truly did. At this point, there's no wild card that doesn't say the Dodgers are in on him. I think the Dodgers are in on everyone. I think they're on Alonso. Now that most of you are going to disagree with me on that. Almost all of you will probably disagree with me on that. But don't count them out. Do not count them out, because at this point, why not? Why not? What about Ha-Seong Kim? Have a nice backup to Mookie if he gets injured on the infield. And I know a lot of you are going to say, okay, but they already have Tommy Edman, who's playing center field most likely next season. They can move him in. All right, so you're going to put Andy Pages in center? Or would you rather have Edman in center field with his bat and his defensive skills and have Ha-Seong Kim take over at shortstop? What if Muncy goes down? Who's going to play third? Because really, third base is the only one with no backup, right? You can put Chris Taylor there? You tell me. I mean, it sounds like, Gavin Lux is gone, so Ha-Seong Kim is going to be playing second base all season, primarily. What if he gets hurt? He hasn't been hurt before, but maybe he does get hurt. So who's your backup? Tommy Edman. So are you being a super team that doesn't want to back up to every position at this point? If you're going balls out, I think they have $1.7 billion in deferred money. Tell me a player that's not going to be open to you offering them deferred money contracts for multiple years, which ties into what I said. I don't think they have a single guy that is 1 year deal. Are you going to say no? Tell me a single player that's just like, I don't want to be a part. If you're offering me an opportunity to play with a team that is going to win the World Series the next 2 years minimum, it's just going to happen unless injuries happen. I'm just saying it right now, and I think most of you can agree, whether you like it or not. I don't like it, but I mean, objectively, it's going to happen. You tell me, as a player, that I'm not going to take that deal. Whether I play or not, I'm getting paid, and then I'll get paid later if it is deferred money, and I get a ring. There's like 6 guys that played on like the Braves and the Rangers and the Yankees, where they never played a single day in the postseason, but they made the roster and they all have rings. You tell me, you find me one player that gets signed that's not going to be like, yeah, I'll come play for you now. I would love to be able to meet and build a relationship with the stars of the entire MLB that are all on one team. Familiar? The 2000 Yankees, the 99 Yankees, 2001 Yankees back then, the Dynasty that everybody knows New York Yankees as. And we still see them as an amazing team. And they haven't won a World Series since what was it, 09? So this is the beginning of a very long standard, I'd say observation. It's very long, I guess you can say stereotype. You're going to, from now on, and I think for a long time, the stereotype is going to be the Dodgers are the powerhouse that buy their team and win World Series because they want to win, because they care about their specific fan base. They care about their fans, and they want to bring them the biggest entertainment. And here's my biggest issue. Why does no other ownership, besides the Mets, but they have money, besides the Diamondbacks, I'm losing everybody. I don't know why it keeps disconnecting. YouTube sucks on my phone, I guess. We'll talk more about this later. Kirby Yates to the Dodgers. As of now, pending physical. I'll see you guys all later. Subscribe. Check out the next videos coming out. We're talking more ball. Later.